The Lakers were about to fall behind in the series 3-1, but a furious fourth quarter rally cut the gap to 2 and set the stage for a final play.
It's a 2-point Sacramento lead. We're down to 7 seconds. Bryant putting a move on Christie. Rebound O'Neal coming up short. Ori for the win. Yes! The Lakers have somehow defeated the Sacramento Kings.
The Lakers went on to win the series in 7 games en route to their 3rd consecutive NBA championship. The Spike 52 is at number 43 with a country boy who brought the Celtics back to life.
Larry loved to portray himself as the hick from French Lick. This guy was a genius.
A year after arriving in Boston, the genius of Larry Bird's play had inspired the Celtics to go from worst to first.
From day one training camp, you know, the enthusiasm, the attitude, you know, it was like a playoff atmosphere in training camp.
That atmosphere carried over into the NBA Finals where Bird and the Celtics met the Houston Rockets. The key to Larry's play was his anticipation.
Henderson broken up. There's Bird again. Larry Bird with a steal. Henderson back to Bird. Beautiful. Look at this crowd.
And while he couldn't jump this high, and while he couldn't run faster at his peak than I can walk today, and I'm 51 years old, that Larry Bird was the quickest guy I ever saw because he outthought everybody.
That quickness was at the heart of the most famous play of the entire series.
Larry Bird follows his own shot. Oh, what a ball. As soon as he shot that ball, knew he missed.
Plays like this led the Celtics to the championship and helped turn the hick from French Lick into Larry Legend. At 42 on the Spike 52 countdown is some round ball royalty, Sir Charles. Charles Barkley is one of the most popular players in NBA history. He was a 6-time All-Star in Philadelphia, where he became one of the league's top power forwards. He left the Sixers for Phoenix in search of an elusive championship, and in 1993, Barkley led the Suns to their best record ever, 62-20, as he won the league's MVP award. In the playoffs, he was unstoppable, averaging over 26 points and 13 rebounds a game. In Game 6 of their second-round series with the Spurs, Charles battled with David Robinson.
Big, important foul.
With the score tied at 100, Sir Charles was ready to go.
Robinson on Barkley. It's his game to win. Will we go to overtime? Barkley, 20-footer, yes, with 1.8 seconds. Charles Barkley with an MVP jump shot.
I got the shot I wanted. I wanted to drive it at him and shoot basically a free throw, and it went in.
Charles will graphically display this here. Charles, 28 points, 21 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals,
And a Western Conference final, baby.
Absolutely, and the Western Conference Championship for the Phoenix Suns.
Number 41 in the Spike 52 countdown is Game 6 of the 1977 Finals. That season marked the NBA debut of Julius Erving.
We played against Dr. J, who was without question the single most dynamic, vibrant, and exciting guy ever.
Irving led the Sixers to the finals where they met the Portland Trail Blazers. Portland, coming off its first ever season above 500, hit their stride during the playoffs.
We ran into a team that I think pretty much was just a team of destiny. And I think our team was definitely more talented than theirs, but I think they were definitely better prepared and probably a little more dedicated to getting it done and had maybe more of a sense of urgency.
After Philadelphia won the first 2 games of the series, the Blazers caught fire, fueled in great part by their unbelievable fans, the Blazer Maniacs.
And they have come to their feet in Portland with their Blazers trailing 2-9.
The Blazer Maniacs, the fans who never would let us stop. They drove us, they pushed us, they loved us.
Walton on the lob. Oh, he got it in! Bill Walton got it in! Corsic and Gross on a sequence for the Blazers! Walton again, twice at the basket!
To the delight of those fans, in Game 6, the Blazers were playing for the title.
Here's McInnes. Lucas comes out. McInnes for the tie. It's off. Where did he go? It's over. Portland has won the championship. 109
whole life growing up, all I wanted to do was be a part of something special. And that dream never came true more than with the Portland Trail Blazers.
The 77 title is only ranked 41st on this list? What is going on here? Why am I even hosting this show? What about the incredible coaching of Dr. Jack Ramsey, the remarkable leadership of the greatest teammate that I ever played with, Mr. Maurice Lucas? 41st, this cannot stand. I'm calling David Stern right now. But few have been as successful as the one at number 39 on the Spike 52 countdown. Michael Jordan's return to Madison Square Garden on March 29th, 1995.
This game number 5 of the Michael Jordan reunion tour. You know that Michael just loves to play here at Madison Square Garden, and the crowd will be sky high for his New York return.
Nearly 2 years after retiring from basketball to pursue a career as a professional baseball player, Michael Jordan announced his return to the NBA with a simple 2-word statement: I'm back. But he made his real statement in the 5th game of his return.
Tony Kukoc has picked it up the last couple of games for Michael Jordan, who fires. Yes, Michael Jordan hitting on his first field goal attempt.
Jordan poured in 55 points against the Knicks.
Michael Jordan puts the move on, starts, yes!
And he came out and had a remarkable game, just certifying his greatness once again, where he scored 55 points in dramatic style and leading his team to victory, and once again showing the basketball world that there's nobody like Michael Jordan. It was a remarkable performance.
The 38th spot on the countdown goes to a player known to everyone as Mr. Clutch, Jerry West.
Here's Jerry West stopping guys, jumping over guys, and of course then you talk about his jump shot and his ability to get around people. He was a great player. In some ways, I think that he's not really fully recognized as the great player that he was.
In 1972, Jerry West was playing in the NBA All-Star Game in front of his home crowd in Los Angeles.
Jerry West on a drive.
With the clock winding down and the score tied at 110, we found out why everyone called him Mr. Clutch.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2. It's over! You can see that coming. You know he's going to get the chance.
Number 37 on the Spike 52 countdown is a comeback for the ages. On November 18th, 1972, the New York Knicks were down by 18 with just under 6 minutes to go.
Here's the crowd urging New York on. Fans chanting defense.
The Knicks' defense was stifling, shutting down Bucks stars Oscar Robertson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Robertson. Jabbar. The pusher. Reed hustles down court. He was really quick. Here's Monroe shooting. Crowd is going wild here. They sense that the Knicks may be able to do it. Monroe. Listen to this crowd now. Frazier. Fake. Monroe. The pusher. We'll bring the house down in a minute, Bob. At this stage, the Knicks, who had trailed by 20, have come up with 17 points in a row against the Milwaukee Bucks. They trail by 1 with 47 seconds to go. Frazier feeds Monroe. Earl shoots. Hit! The Knicks take the lead, 87-86. We have 30 seconds left to go. Jabbar. Monroe with the ball. We have 24 seconds to go. 2 seconds to go. Allen throws it to Jabbar. Jabbar turns and shoots. The Knicks win! The Knicks win! What a ball game! The Knicks win at 87-86. Bedlam at Madison Square Garden. 19 points in a row. One of the most fantastic victories of all time.
The Knicks remarkably held the Bucks scoreless for the last 5 minutes and 50 seconds and scored the final 19 points of the game.
Eyes to the city of Portland, Oregon. During this episode, we have shown your beloved Trailblazers destroyed by Michael Jordan.
Here's Jordan for three. Yes! Did you see that look?
Then we showed them beaten at the buzzer by Larry Bird.
Again to make the inbound pass. They're double teaming Bird. Larry, fake, fall away. Hits it at the buzzer! Unbelievable.
And finally, we showed them getting their hearts broken by Sean Elliott.
Into Sean Elliott. He fires the three. Oh, God! San Antonio takes the lead.
To make up for this, and to appease the complaints of our host, we will now replay the final seconds of the 1977 NBA Finals.
Here's McGinnis. Lucas comes out. McGinnis for the tie. It's off.
And now, back to the countdown of the 52 greatest moments in NBA history.
After the Lakers won the 1987 championship, Coach Pat Riley stunned everyone, especially his own players, with his bold prediction for the next season.
And I'm guaranteeing everybody here, next year we're going to win it again.
To make Riley's prediction come true, the Lakers had to battle one of the toughest players in NBA history. Isaiah Thomas was the heart and soul of the Pistons during the late 1980s. And in the 1988 playoffs, he averaged nearly 22 points and 9 assists a game.
Isaiah Thomas is hurt down on the court underneath the basket. I couldn't tell what happened. Yeah, but he's limping noticeably right now.
Despite playing on a severely injured ankle, Isaiah was literally unstoppable. The Pistons pushed the Lakers to the limit, but Los Angeles won Games 6 and 7, showing that in addition to being a great coach, Pat Riley was also something of a prophet.
Would you like to step up here and guarantee a third straight to start this off, Coach?
The next spot on the Spike 52 countdown goes to the 1986 Slam Dunk Contest in Dallas. Many fans expected the title to go to defending champion Dominique Wilkins of the Atlanta Hawks. But it was Dominique's Atlanta Hawks teammate who stole the show. At barely 5'7", Spud Webb had already beaten the odds by making it in the NBA. Now he was trying to win a contest reserved for the most acrobatic of high flyers. The final round pitted Webb against his teammate Dominique. Spud was more than ready for the challenge. Webb won the title, surprising everyone. Everyone, that is, except himself.
No, I'm not surprised. That's something I've been doing for the last 4 years, and I knew I could do it. It just that everybody hadn't seen me dunk like they seen Dominique dunk.
Number 34 on the Spike 52 countdown is Game 6 of the 1993 NBA Finals.
Steal by Pippen. He's diving for it. Able to get it back. The Phoenix Suns are trying to come back.
And the Suns not giving up.
The Chicago Bulls were looking for their third straight NBA title. Standing in their way was Charles Barkley and the Phoenix Suns.
Ball from Barkley. Counts. We're down to 5 on the 24. We're down to 3. Down to 1. 24-second violation.
Absolutely incredible. The Bulls can't find the basket.
It looked like the Suns had forced a 7th and deciding game on their home court with a late rally in Game 6.
With a chance to take the lead. They get the Molly for a 3. Got it! And the Suns playing for the first time. The Bulls playing scared, almost like they don't believe that they can win. Maybe the Suns are a team of destiny. We will find a way to win this game. I don't care about the refs. I don't care about the fouls. We do what we can do. We will win this game.
But with a three-peat on the line, the Bulls set up a final play.
Hey, back to Michael. They want Michael to get a
full head of steam. Try to keep him in the middle of the floor.
Michael, 11 seconds. Across the timeline he comes, goes to Pippen.
Pippen breaks inside. Well, Pippen got the shot. They go to Grant. To Paxson.
Paxson going for the win.
There's Paxson for three.
Paxson.
Yes! Yes! Hits the three. Yes! The Bulls take a 1-point lead.
And this crowd is done.
And it's all over.
The Bulls win the championship.
For the third year, Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls have climbed the Mount Olympus of the NBA. They're the world champions of basketball.
And the 1988 three-point contest. The contest featured some of the NBA's premier shooters. Byron Scott of the Lakers, Boston's Danny Ainge, and Dale Ellis of the Seattle Supersonics. But the odds-on favorite was Larry Bird. It was the third year of the contest, and Larry Legend was going for his third straight title. The final round pitted Bird against Dale Ellis. Bird struggled early on, and it looked like his streak might end. To win it all, he had to sink his final 3 shots.
Quickly, 14. This is a tie for the money. Yo! Larry Bird!
When it came to three-point shooting, there's no question who was number one. The series pitted league MVP Karl Malone against Michael Jordan and the defending champion Chicago Bulls. At the end of the first game, Malone had a chance to give the Jazz a lead.
Misses, you got to get this rebound, Malone.
Oh, he missed the break. Rebounded by Jordan. And the Bulls take a timeout.
Jordan came back and made him pay.
Kukoc has got the ball inbounds from Pippen, and here is Michael. 4 on the shot clock now. Keeps it on the dribble. Russell's there.
MJ, top of the circle against Russell. Michael hangs, fires, scores!
Knocked it in, Bulls win! He knocked it in at the buzzer, Bulls win! How many times has he done that?
The Bulls won Game 2 and looked to be running away with the championship. But when the teams returned to Utah, the Jazz hung tough and knotted the series at 2 games apiece.
Jordan, right side. Michael, up top, 20-footer. No good. Rebound, Stockton. Ahead to Malone. He's got it. Stockton to Malone. He scores. Jazz take the lead. Incredible. The Jazz take the lead.
The Jazz were confident going into Game 5, especially when they learned that Jordan was not 100%.
The bad news for the Bulls, the stomach virus that has hit Michael Jordan, and you wonder just how much, how long, and how hard he'll be able to go.
With Jordan battling a 103-degree temperature, the Jazz were primed to take command of the series.
Michael still doesn't feel very well. The Bulls need other guys to step in and step up.
Jordan fought through his sickness and scored an amazing 38 points in the game.
To the free throw line, hangs in the air, jumper good.
Tough shot. Oh, by Jordan. What a play by Michael Jordan.
Jordan put in the game winner with just 25 seconds to go.
Stuck a dagger at him with a 3.
Yes!
That he gave us today was unbelievable, you know, as his teammates, we really appreciate the way that he steps up and shows his leadership to our ball club.
And 2 days later, the Bulls went on to win their 5th NBA championship. The 2004 Western Conference semifinals between the Los Angeles Lakers and the defending world champion San Antonio Spurs. With 12 seconds left to play, a good game became a great one. It started with Kobe Bryant.
He sets it. Kobe gets around it. Kobe puts it up. Made it. Lakers by 1 with 11 and a half to go.
Kobe Bryant is tired.
He's exhausted.
Unbelievable shot. But he walked off the floor like he wanted to pass out.
In response to Bryant, the Spurs worked the ball to Duncan for the final shot.
To Duncan. He gets doubled. Shaq all over him. He gets away a fadeaway. He makes it with 4:10 left. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wow. He's pressured. He makes it from way outside.
You couldn't have defended that any better.
No.
You know, it's almost like Tim Duncan is giving the Lakers what Kobe has given the Spurs.
San Antonio celebrated the win, but the clock still read 0.4 of a second.
Here they go. They get it to Fisher. He scores! Derek Fisher scores!
buzzer. It'll have to be reviewed.
The Lakers rushed from the court as the SBC Center crowd fell silent. The final two shots were amazing and led to this analysis from Lakers center Shaquille O'Neal.
One lucky shot deserves another. Tim Duncan hit a great shot. He was falling down. He just threw it up. I thought I was playing good day. I was right there. I didn't want to foul. I was right there in the spaces and hit the shot. And then Derek got the ball, threw up a lucky shot and hit the shot. We won the game.
Number 29 in the Spike 52 countdown highlights one of the most lethal weapons in the history of sport, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar skyhook.
There was only one player that I've ever played with or against that I feared, and that was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I didn't fear him in terms of having to compete against him. I feared every time he got the ball on the box, it was 2 points. I mean, this is how great a player and an offensive player this man was.
In 1974, JoJo White had to face that fear as he and his Celtic teammates battled Kareem and the Milwaukee Bucks in one of the greatest finals in NBA history.
And those two teams met in the 74 championship. 7 games. Six of the games, the road team won, and it was so incredible. I'm in college, and I am just eating all this stuff up. That was spectacular basketball.
The Celtics looked to have the series won in Game 6 when John Havlicek put in a jump shot with only 7 seconds to play in the second overtime, giving Boston a 101-100 lead. With 1 play to go, all eyes were focused on the Bucks' young center.
What a basketball game we've had. Oscar Robertson throws to Kareem. 7 seconds. Kareem with a big pressure shot.
The Celtics came back in Game 7 to win their 12th NBA championship. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had served notice, and Boston would have to contend with that skyhook in many more finals games to come. Next on our countdown is one of the greatest performances in NBA playoff history. Injured for most of the season, second-year pro Michael Jordan returned to the Bulls just in time to make his first ever playoff appearance. In Game 2 of the series, Jordan refused to be intimidated by the hostile environment of the Boston Garden.
Setting a screen, Johnson trying to fight through it on a switch. Bird guards Jordan, and Jordan hits the jumper anyway. Michael Jordan, 21 points.
Jordan started scoring early and never looked back.
Jordan with 8 on the clock. Jordan ties the game.
Oh, boy.
63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record.
But Jordan's record-setting performance still wasn't enough. Boston won the game 135-131 in double overtime and went on to win their 16th NBA championship. Jerseys are retired at halftime of the game, but this night was so special and all about Larry Legend as the Boston Garden was jammed to the rafters, which is exactly where the number 33 was headed. The highlight of the night, though, came when Magic Johnson opened his Lakers warm-up to reveal a Celtics t-shirt, a timeless moment between the two men who defined the league. 52 Countdown features the first finals matchup ever between Larry Bird and Magic Johnson.
Rebounding is Magic, Cooper, and the fast break going to town.
Ironically, the signature play of the series wasn't pulled off by either of the superstars. It came from Boston's Gerald Henderson. The Lakers were on the verge of sweeping the first 2 games at the Boston Garden when Henderson made the play.
And it's picked off. Goes to Henderson, he lays it off at him. It's all tied up. A great play by Henderson. They throw a cross-court pass. And Henderson anticipated it and picked it off.
He was basically dead in the water until Gerald made that steal, that really changed the complexion of the whole series, not just that ball game, but the whole series. They gave us new life, that energized us, that put in position to win that ball game.
The Celtics turned the tide of the finals and went on to win it, and the series in 7 games. Number 25 in our countdown of the greatest moments in NBA history is a shooting contest in the first round of the 1984 Eastern Conference Playoffs.
Thomas on the recovery and pops. Here's King over Curidan. Yes!
This best-of-5 series between the Knicks and the Pistons turned into an epic game of Can You Top This? Between Isaiah Thomas and Bernard King.
It really became
a one-on-one duel. I think he was trying to do everything he could to make his team win, and so was I.
I remember Bernard King with bandaged hands, shooting hand bandages around his fingers. And he put on a 5-game series of shooting that was remarkable. He averaged over 40 points a game, supposedly hurting, which was amazing.
Here's King moving on Trapuka. Yes. Again for King, and he beats Trapuka. Yes, and it counts.
Bernard King got into one of those games where we just couldn't control him.
Game 5 was an overtime thriller as King and Thomas battled to the end with everything on the line.
We were up big going into the last 94 seconds. And then Isaiah Thomas put on one of the greatest shows ever seen in the NBA.
Here's Thomas and the foul.
Isaiah Thomas has brought the crowd up off of the seats.
Isaiah right back and the foul. Here's Thomas and the foul.
Detroit now has a chance to come within 1 point.
Isaiah, it's within 1.
The Knicks are really worried. They know who's going to get the ball.
King went for the steal. Isaiah, three-point attempt. He's got it. We're tied.
Hubie Brown can't believe it. Detroit has new life as well as the Knicks had new life. We only have 5 more minutes to play, Marv. Buckle up.
When that 90 seconds was over, it happened so fast, I think it would be impossible to reproduce it, having seen it. That's how fast it happened. It was unbelievable.
As the Knicks saw at the end of regulation, three-point attempt, and Thomas does it again. Here's King. Orr keeps it alive. Lewis went up with the left hand. King with a sensational rebound. And the Knicks by 2.
And that could have been the breaker right there.
Don't ask me how I jumped that high. I don't know. I probably never jumped that high before in my entire career.
And that's it. The New York Knicks have defeated the Detroit Pistons in overtime to take the series in 5.
I remember losing after that game, just being so physically and emotionally spent. I didn't even shower, and I didn't say a word for about 2 days, and I just laid there in my stinky, sweaty, nasty uniform.
The Knicks moved on to the next round, where they were knocked off in 7 games by the eventual champion Boston Celtics. Spike 52 has reached number 24 on our countdown. In the history of professional basketball, there has perhaps been no better home court advantage than the Boston Garden.
The dressing rooms, they only had 2 showers. At halftime, after the Lakers came out of their dressing room for the second half, then the guy who took care of the clothes and the washing of the uniforms, he went in there and took all the towels and got them wet. So when the Lakers came back in, they had no towels.
One player, though, refused to be intimidated by the Celtic mystique.
Some of the better games I've ever had were against the Celtics. In fact, the best games, just about every good, really exciting game, outstanding game, I would say, with the exception of one, the time I scored 71 points, were against the Celtics.
Elgin Baylor was a groundbreaking player.
Elgin Baylor was a pioneer because he was the first one of these high-wire players who played the game at a different level vertically. But he was the forerunner of Dr. J and Connie Hawkins, and then later Michael. You know, these high-wire acts that just keep taking the game to a greater level of athleticism.
Elgin took his play to another level in Game 5 of the 1962 NBA Finals when he set the record for the most points ever scored in a finals game.
And I just remember that it was a good game. It was a good, close game most of the way. We won the ball game and beat the Celtics in the Garden, and I scored 61 points, but they won the series.
Baylor's 61-point outburst helped Los Angeles to a 126-121 victory in the game, although the Celtics went on to take the series and the title in the 7th game. How appropriate that the 23rd spot on the countdown goes to the man who made the number 23 famous.
The
1988 Slam Dunk Contest pitted Air Jordan against the human highlight film, Dominique Wilkins.
Here's a 3-6.
Oh, what a great shot.
The pair put on an air show like no other. In the final round, Jordan needed a near-perfect dunk to win it all.
And Michael, he came over, he actually gave me a little gesture. And I pointed back to the other end of the court, so when you throw it down from the foul line, Dominique is not going to do that.
Years earlier, the Doctor had won the first ever slam dunk contest with a leap from the foul line. Now it was Jordan's turn to try the same.
This is reminiscent of the ABA dunking championship and Julius Erving many years ago.
Mission control, ready for launch.
Brought Dominique to his feet.
And, he just gave the little wink, and he went back and came with a couple of dribbles. And he stopped and waggled his tongue and did a little pump on the way to the basket. And it was kind of an exhilarating moment to watch. And it was almost like, watching your protege or watching your little brother come through. And he was in his own building and just turned the whole place out.
When Lakers during the 71-72 season,
what Bill Sharman did in terms of revolutionizing the game, in terms of bringing this unique team together, because they had Wilt Chamberlain in the middle. They started, the forwards were Happy Harrison and Elgin Baylor, and out in front they had Gail Goodrich and Jerry West. And then, sadly, Elgin couldn't play anymore.
Amazingly, it began on November 5th, 1971, the same day that Elgin Baylor announced his retirement. Los Angeles beat the Baltimore Bullets that night, 110-106, and began the greatest winning streak in the history of American professional sports.
All of a sudden, this team started winning basketball games, and it got to be almost funny because we knew no one could beat us. I mean, we felt invincible.
When you get to 17, 18, 19 wins, now people are saying, like, wow, can they ever lose? And we start to take great pride in can we ever lose.
Led by Jerry West and Wilt Chamberlain, the Lakers rattled off 33 consecutive wins before finally succumbing to the Milwaukee Bucks.
It was inevitable that the amazing win streak would eventually be stopped. And appropriately, it was the world champions who ended it with style January 9th, 1972.
I mean, we knew we were good, but I don't think till later till we really realized how good we were, how dominating we were.
It would be impossible, I think, today to win 33 games in a row like the Lakers did in that 71-72 season. They had tremendous individuals who understood team play.
The Lakers continued their winning ways throughout the season and went on to win their first NBA championship in Los Angeles. We're down to the 21st spot in the countdown. The 1988 Eastern Conference playoffs pitted the Boston Celtics against the Atlanta Hawks, but Game 7 was more of a one-on-one affair between Larry Bird and Dominique Wilkins.
Parrish picks for Bird. Gets the roll. And then now races back defensively. And Whitman with a slick pass to Dominique Wilkins.
Wilkins and Bird poured in a combined 81 points during the shootout.
Bird was having an okay game up until the fourth quarter. Kevin Willis came over and said, "Nick, don't let him score tonight." And Bird standing around next to him, I'm looking at Kevin, what are you doing? His Bird's eyes got like this big.
Wilkins scored a game-high 47, but Bird was able to rattle off 9 points in one 2-minute run.
With Bird again pulling up, putting Boston ahead. Bird attempting to break free, stays with it, and the foul is called. The continuation for Larry Bird.
That fourth quarter, maybe the best fourth quarter as far as mano-mano of all time. I mean, it was Bird and it was Dominique, and it was Bird and it was Dominique. All of us other guys, we were just standing around watching the game.
It was just two champions going head-to-head, two guys with incredible will to win.
In the end, Bird's 20 fourth-quarter points sealed it for the Celtics, who won that seventh game 118-116.
Just before the end of the game, Bird came to me and said, "You know what? Both of us deserve to win this game, but unfortunately one of us is going to come up short."
We kick off the top 20 with a nightmare that plays like an endless loop in the minds of Knick fans everywhere. The villain for the fans is Indiana's Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller went through his NBA career, a great career, as a guy who haunted the Knicks.
The Knicks had the upper hand in the first game of the early rounds of the 1995 Eastern Conference playoffs. Pacer coach Larry Brown would later admit that he was certain the game was lost, but Reggie Miller would not go quietly.
He loved the big moment. He liked pressure. He fed off pressure. He loved the crowd anger, if you would call it that, against him at Madison Square Garden.
At the conclusion of this game, a game that's seen nearly 60 fouls called. Actually, that is short of the record for both teams in a playoff game. Miller for three, and he got it. Reggie Miller with a clutch tray, and it's 105-102. And a steal. Miller retreats to the three-point line and hits again.
Tie game. With the offensive board. A make is okay for the Pacers. Starks misses. Batted around. Ewing has it. His shot, no good. Reggie Miller, the rebound, and a foul with 7.5 seconds.
Miller hits two.
No timeouts.
Anthony stumbles and falls. Time runs out. Reggie Miller scoring 8 points in the final 32 seconds.
One of the most remarkable comebacks in all of basketball.
The Pacers went on to win the series and advance to the conference finals.
Well, we knew we had to get a three. We were down by 6. If we got a quick three on that, we knew they had no timeouts. We had to pressure the ball. We overplayed Anthony. Mason choked and threw it to me. I hit a three. We feel we can sweep this team. This is for you, Indiana. We're coming back. Yeah.
Caught him on April 5th, 1984, in a game played in Las Vegas.
For Kareem to get the ball. Everybody's waving their arms. It's into Kareem. Kareem swing left, right hand, 12-footer, good!
The record-breaking basket was, of course, a sky hook. Kareem went on to carry the record to 38,387 before retiring in 1989. It's time for the 17th spot in the Spike 52 countdown. Game 5 of the 1986 Western Conference Finals. The series pitted the defending world champion Los Angeles Lakers against the Houston Rockets.
Cooper will inbound. You'll see it unfold.
In the closing seconds, the Lakers tried for the last shot with the score tied at 112.
And they go into Kareem. Their money man, Cooper. Scott. It's Scott. Misses.
When the Rockets got the rebound with only 1 second left, the game seemed destined for overtime.
McRae will inbound. 1 second on the clock. Sampson. It goes. It's over. A miraculous shot by Ralph Sampson. Off balance has given the Houston Rockets the Western Conference Championship.
Although Ralph Sampson stood 7'4", it was his light touch that did the Lakers in. His shot ended the Lakers' run of 4 straight Western Conference champions. Many of them were spectacular, but only one is known as the shot. And it comes in at number 15 on the Spike 52 countdown of the greatest moments in NBA history.
Elo into Nance. Back to Elo. He drives. He scores!
In the 1989 Eastern Conference playoffs, the Bulls battled the Cavaliers in a best-of-5 series. Cleveland's Craig Elo put in the go-ahead shot with only 3 seconds left, just enough time for Jordan to answer the call.
Gets the ball from Hugh Evans. He looks.
The inbound pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael in the foul line. A shot on Elo. Scores! The Bulls win!
For Cleveland, it was the end of the series. For the NBA, it was the beginning of a legend. The 14th spot on the Spike 52 countdown is the 1992 NBA All-Star Game. In a script too sweet for even Disney to devise, Magic Johnson is voted onto the All-Star team despite having retired due to his infection with HIV. Magic returned to play in Orlando, and for one day, he turned the Orlando Arena into the Magic Kingdom.
They're all taking a shot at the Magic. Oh, now it's Jordan against Magic. The crowd on its feet. Well, this is a mismatch, and Magic would be the first to admit it. Michael Kind.
And that's Sue Magic said, bring the next one on.
Who wants it next?
Johnson scored an amazing 25 points and dazzled us all to the final buzzer.
Michael said, you're not getting it.
Yes, he is. 6. 3-pointer.
It was no surprise that after the game, Magic was named MVP.
Well, first of all, let me thank all the fans who voted me here. Without them, I wouldn't be here. I would also like to thank the players that decided that everything would be all right if they played with me and against me. Maybe you'll see me back, maybe you won't, but I'll remember all these good times this afternoon. I'd like to thank you for sharing this with me. Thank you.
The 2 countdown goes to Game 6 of the 1980 NBA Finals. Despite trailing 3-2, the Philadelphia 76ers were feeling very confident. With Kareem Abdul-Jabbar out of the game, the Lakers needed a new center.
The sense was the Lakers are in trouble because Kareem is not going to be ready for Game 7 either. Philly's back in it. Philly's in the driver's seat.
But the Lakers found their new center in rookie point guard Magic Johnson.
And Magic Johnson will come in and jump.
They were playing a game that they were expected to lose because they were in Philadelphia without their, Hall of Famer.
Fresh off an NCAA title run with Michigan State, the 20-year-old Magic played all 5 positions during the game. And his rookie season ended with him carrying his team on his back.
And whoever could have predicted this kid, was going to jump center that night. Score, 42 and just take over the game and dominate the game. And, we just didn't see it coming.
And Magic played with a freedom that really just kind of set the stage for the next decade in the NBA.
Number 11 on the Spike 52 countdown is one of the most beautiful moments in NBA history. Dr. J's move in Game 4 of the 1980 NBA Finals was so poetic that it inspired jazz musician Grover Washington Jr. to compose the piece Let It Flow. And years later, those who saw it are still at a loss to explain what happened.
I could not believe my eyes that this man had just did this move. And it's still today the greatest move I've ever seen in basketball.
Goal. It's 89-84. Sixers, and they get inside. And unbelievable. Julius serving. Hit it hanging underneath. He was trapped. And he still got the field goal. And Westhead said, watch this fantastic move by the doctor.
Going to the baseline right side. Julius in the air, palming it with the right hand. Floating, reaching, and spinning it in.
So he got it. And he's floating, and he spun it real high off the top of the glass. It kissed the glass and went in. My mouth was like, and I looked at Coop. He looked at me, and I said to him, Coop, you think we should maybe ask him to do it again?
Well, I think that shot, Landsberger was probably the key guy because he was the defender. And once I got by him, I knew there would be some help guys, but they were a little slow getting over. And I was kind of waiting for them, and they were waiting for me. So, while you're waiting and you're moving, you just got to kind of extend the moment. So that's why it seemed like it took so long, because there was like this pause. And then suddenly I found myself coming down. I was like on the baseline, and I'd held the ball out of bounds, and I'd gone airborne. I think they were thinking I was going to pass the ball because I had the ball way out here. And then they put their guard down and were planning for pass, and then I brought the ball back in and, laid it up on the other side of the backboard. It fell down because of the inertia. So it was, and when it was played back, I guess it seemed pretty special. But at that moment, just another 2 points.